I can't express to you how glad I am to be making this video, because now I am officially done with my whole jaw surgery journey. I got my braces off yesterday. It is a very strange feeling not to have my braces on. And I know I'm luckier than most because I only kept them on for 16 months. And some people have it on for 5 years, 6 years. I don't know how those people do it. I would have lost my mind probably, but the orthodontist did know that I wanted an expedited process because, and my surgeon, I am 30 now, and as I mentioned in one of my first videos, I think it was probably my very first video, I wanted to get on with starting a family, and I didn't want to have to deal with braces and surgery while having a child. So this all worked out really perfectly for me. I am now 27 weeks pregnant, and the baby is due in October 11th. So I'm very excited, or my husband and I are very excited. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what the removal was like. It was not what I was expecting. I thought it would be totally painless, but it wasn't. I walked into the appointment. The doctor immediately started snapping all of my brackets off with the I don't know what he was using, but that hurt. It's not unbearable, but I just wasn't expecting it at all. I thought it was going to be completely painless, so I was a little bit shocked. So he did it on every tooth, and it's just honestly, it feels like a lot of pressure on your teeth. After he did that, then he started to shave off the adhesive, as he was using one of those tools that spin really fast. I feel like I've seen it, something like that at the dentist before, to maybe drill holes into your teeth. I don't know. But he was using that to shave off the adhesive. And that took about 20 minutes. It took a while. But when he was doing that, I didn't mind it so much. No, that's a lie. That's a total lie. He had to kind of sometimes touch my gums to get the adhesive off, and that hurt. Because it's something, it's almost feels like there's sandpaper on it, and it's just rotating, and it's hitting your gums at the same time. Very unpleasant, but I was just hanging in there. But once he got to the front teeth and the bottom teeth, I think it's something to do with the nerves maybe, but my nerves were going crazy, and I had like a little tear coming out of my eye. And then after the appointment, which lasted maybe an hour, it was pretty quick, I went to get a celebratory brunch with my husband, and I got like a honey mustard salad and a sandwich, and I was ready to dig into all of this, but I'd completely forgotten that my gums were inflamed, and so it was very painful to eat. And right now I'm a day and a half later, my gums still hurt a little bit. It hurts especially when I brush my teeth. So I'm trying really hard not to hit my gums, but that's pretty impossible, especially with an electric toothbrush. But the orthodontist said to speed up the healing process, it's important to keep flossing or water picking using toothbrush. So I'm just gonna, power through it. It's not bleeding a lot. There was just like a tiny bit of bleeding yesterday after I brushed my teeth. So nothing too concerning. I think it's a lot better today than it was yesterday, obviously. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was how I got my retainers. And I got it in this box that looks like this. And this comes with 2 sets of retainers. I don't know if every orthodontist does that, but they give us two retainers to wear for the rest of your life, because the other set is if I lose it, break the other one, whatnot. But it's kind of crazy to me that these 2 are supposed to last me forever. Because aren't they just pieces of plastic in the end? But yeah, the doctor said you're gonna wear it in bed, which is another great thing. I'm so glad I don't have to wear it throughout the day. They said only at nighttime I'll put the retainers on, and do that until I'm 100 years old, which I can totally handle, I think. Yeah, I used to have retainers when I was much younger, probably 10 or 11, and then I forgot to wear them, and my teeth went back to normal. But now it doesn't matter, because I have my actual correct bite. And other than the retainers, the retainer, putting it on, it's kind of rigid at first. Especially the top one was hard for me to put on. Like, I really had to jam it in there. But the nurse said that eventually it will conform a little bit more to your teeth and become flexible and easy to put in. Okay, and now to talk about the results. I'm gonna show you first. My teeth are very yellow. I will use whitening strips soon, but I'm gonna wait until my gums heal. It feels wild. It feels crazy to have teeth this straight. I was telling the nurse that I feel like I'm using some kind of Snapchat filter, where they give you like a ridiculous smile. That's how it feels right now. Like when I'm a little bit more used to it today, but I don't know what to tell you. It's very surreal. Even with my braces on, my teeth were very straight, but it looks very different when you take them off. But feeling wise, it feels so good. My teeth are very smooth and slippery. My God, I love eating without having to worry about what's stuck in my teeth. And it was awful that every time I would eat anything, it would just all get stuck up here, and then I would have to, claw it out. That's one of the things I'm enjoying, the perks that I'm enjoying the most right now. There are a few concerns that I addressed with my orthodontist yesterday, and it's that my midline, so that's my bottom midline, and the top midline are not quite lined up. It doesn't bother me. I just wanted to make sure that that's what they meant to do. And turns out it is, because he wanted to make sure what's more lined up is this tooth and this tooth lining up here and here. Like it goes straight in between these two teeth. So he said that having those teeth line up more as like the corner is more important than the midline being slightly off. So that put my worries at ease. And then another thing is I noticed that my bottom molars are faced slightly inwards. And I was like, is that normal? And I guess there is this concept of the bottom teeth kind of going like this. So front to back, it's more like that. And then the top teeth is supposed to go outwards. So in the end, they kind of, even though the upper teeth is this way and then the lower teeth are like this, it like eventually lines up like that. So last thing, if you look at my the front bottom two teeth, these two, is not perfectly lined up like that. It's a little bit, I see that it's a little bit like this, a little bit off. No, I know no one's gonna see that, but just wanted to make sure my teeth weren't getting jacked up. And he said that it's just all part of the bigger plan to make sure that the bite lines up. So those are some concerns that I had. They were all addressed before I took them off. Feeling pretty good about everything. I'm scared about relapse and things like that. I know my teeth alignment won't change just as long as I wear my retainer. And I am considering still doing speech therapy because apparently my S's don't sound very natural. I think it sounds a lot better than when I actually still had my underbite. But I'm either like trying too hard with my tongue to create that sound. So something I'm considering. I might do it. I might not. Yeah, so as you can see, yeah, everything lines up very beautifully. But I do feel like it's not perfectly straight. Like the bottom jaw still has like a little bit of a angle to it, but that's something that my surgeon told me that it won't be perfect. Like it would be a much more invasive surgery to completely straighten that out, which I'm happy not to do. I don't need to do it. Just as long as the bite functions well and I can smile. Yeah, it's crazy to see that my side profile is no longer, because my lower lip used to come out. It was more like that, but naturally it's flatter, and that's so awesome to see. And even though it's still a little bit to this side, my jaw, lower jaw, I don't really feel like I have a bad side anymore. Before I would strictly want to smile on this side. I still feel like this side looks more even, but I don't mind this side either. I probably look so vain in this video, just flashing my new teeth. But overall, I'm still kind of in disbelief that it's all over. Because it was just a lot packed into the past 16 months. And then within that, I had the jaw surgery and the recovery. So I might make another video 1 year post-op, which will be in November, to maybe update you on numbness, because I know in the last video I talked about this. This part that's tingly is still there. And with my braces off, it's a little bit easier to manage saliva. But if I'm talking a lot, eventually saliva starts to build up here. And maybe I can learn to avoid that now that I have my braces off, as long as I'm cognizant. So that's one thing I do want to still be aware of for the next few months. If I don't get it back though, it's annoying and inconvenient, but I would not regret the surgery at all. But I do want to see for the next few months how different my life is going to be. Like I said, it's only been 2 days and I'm still dealing with sore gums. So it's not like I'm fully in the mojo of having a perfect bite, and how it will positively affect my life. But oh my God, I'm so glad to get those stupid braces off. I hated them. And I had to wear these bands every day for most of the day for the past 7 months. Yeah. So very not fun. So what I got out of all of this is that it's really not for the faint of heart. You have to have a lot of patience. And I'm not saying that you can't have moments of weakness where you lash out, that you have to go through with this. But never in those 16 months was I ever like, I wish I never started this. I never thought that for a single second. I did say, oh, this is not fair that like, this is the genetics that I was born with and therefore I have to go through all of this. But usually those temper tantrums would only happen once every month or two, and then you get over it because it's just your reality. And you know that at the end of the rainbow is waiting a beautiful smile. And it was all very, very worth it. But with that being said, the surgery itself was not very painful for me. I didn't deal with nausea at all after the surgery. The pain was relatively managed. I didn't have to stay on painkillers for very long, maybe 2 weeks. And I didn't take any of the hardcore stuff. Maybe I did once, like right after the surgery. But it was just liquid Tylenol for children. So I feel very lucky that things went very smoothly for me. I did swell a lot, but I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't your face swell up? And the numbness that I had here has gotten better. So that is also really comforting for me, because I used to not be able to feel anything here, but it's very slowly coming back. I don't know if doing the expedited process made things a little bit more painful for the orthodontic side of things, because every time I would get new wires, it was super painful. But I don't know if maybe that's everyone's experience. Even if you do like a 5-year period treatment, maybe it's supposed to be that painful every time. But just to make myself feel better, I was like, oh, it's because, I'm doing the expedited process and they have to make my teeth move as fast as possible. That's why it hurts. But maybe it's not the case. But anyways, I am very curious as to why some people have to do it for 5 years. And I'm glad that I did it when I did, because I had this timeline of, look, I'm 28, I'll be 29 soon, and I want to have a baby either by the time I'm 30 or like while I'm in my 30s. I know that kind of made the price tag a little bit higher for me for the ortho, but I think of it as buying time with money. Very worth it. Maybe that's something you can explore with your orthodontist. See if you can do an expedited process. I don't think it doesn't hurt to ask, right? I still feel like I'm wearing dentures or something. I just noticed that while I'm recording this video, I still have a tendency for this lip to go out like this when I'm talking, when I say my S's, because that's what I did my entire life to try to avoid the lisp sound. So, like I said, I will try to remember to post the video 1 year post-op, which will be in about 5 months. Right? No, 4 months. Wow. It's going to be November in 4 months. It's crazy. And update you on the numbness and the quality of my life. But until then, I hope that you find this video helpful and my other videos helpful. And I'm really glad that I recorded a lot of this. And as I may have said in one of my earlier videos, I found that a lot of the videos that I would watch on YouTube were super experienced YouTubers who know how to like edit and add like music in the beginning and make it look like a movie. And I wish that I had a little bit more access to somebody just talking directly into a camera. I mean, that's boring, but I find it more realistic and informative. It doesn't like glorify the whole jaw surgery process. I mean, if you have the patience to watch all my videos, then you probably have the patience to do the jaw surgery. So there's, I'll give you that. But thank you for watching as always, and I will see you again in November. Bye.